Today, on the early morning show, why women prefer men who aren't doing shit with their lives. Let's cue the rooster and get this show started.
Every time I need that shit, devil make another.
Hey man, if you got something that you believe in and you believe that you can do it and nobody else do, just go for it. It's your life.
My life is moving fast, I gotta slow it down. Yeah, now I got it, they all come around. But when I ain't have it, they nowhere to be found. Yeah, I had to stick with the ones who stay down. And now a lot of people say I changed on them, because I'm whipping in the range on them. I don't think I'm acting different, I just found out that these folks ain't in my interest.
Welcome to the Early Morning Show Live. Today we're doing something that I was more asking to, or you could say dared into. People always talk about women are monkey branching to the next highest guy. And the guy challenged me that it will be anything else. And I said it's innate in women, the reason why they do this, or the relationships that they have with men. And today we're going to talk about that. We're talking about the female chakra, or why women innately choose the bad guy over the good guy. Why would you think that is? Guys tell me all the time, they say things like, I'm doing all I can. I'm paying the rent. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. She's not doing what she's supposed to. So why is it that a man that has nothing going on for him can easily come in and defeat a guy who's got everything going on for him? I mean, he's got a job, he's got his 401k, he's got a retirement. And all things being equal, both are males, both have penises. Is it that she prefers the guy? So I found the best way to talk about this, to prove that it's innate, not just monkey branching, is that to use the chakras. There are 7 chakras or energy points in the body, and they correspond with our behavior. And so I'm going to explain this to where you can understand it. And not only can you understand it in women, you can understand it in men at the same time. So we're going to start with, there's only 4 that I'm talking about, 4 to 7, that pertain to what women are doing and what men are asking about. So we're talking about the first chakra, which is at the base of the spine on a human body. And the first chakra is called the Root Chakra. The Root Chakra is everything that is you when you're born, okay? So if you were born to a family that cared for you, that was there for you, that you had your needs met, and you had the food, everything you needed, that's where you develop you. But if you were not born to a family that did not care about you, or the food was frequent, or they didn't do what they were supposed to, they were violent, that sort of thing, that throws you off for your whole lifetime. Now I'm getting somewhere, so sit back, relax, and follow me. Now, females in this particular area that didn't get a good run off with the root chakra versus the ones that did, this depends on when she will join a guy. Now remember I said the root chakra is what you get as a basic feel that you belong as a person. So that's why when a guy's come along offering a woman to live with them, they offer them money first. They say, I could take care of you. You see? Now the root chakra is your basic needs. So behind me, you'll see at the bottom, it's in red. And that covers your basic needs. It's at the bottom towards the groin. So that's how you feel towards the world. Now, if you don't get that, then you feel you're not needed. Now, let me tell you why I should choose the guy who's got nothing going on for her rather than the guy who does going on for her. Why would a woman choose a guy who would be a moron, unemployed, ain't doing nothing, that she would have to support, and refuse to go out with you when you have a job and everything together, if you're making 6 figures a year? Because with the root chakra, if you didn't get a good start when you were born, like I said, your family didn't care for you, or you went through starvation, or everything wasn't where it's supposed to be, what you believe it was in life, then that's what you come to believe life is. You see? And so when a woman chooses a guy at that level, it's because he reminds her of what her life was. You see, it's one thing for a female to fantasize about marrying a millionaire, but it's another thing for her to choose a guy who has nothing, because that's more comfortable than a millionaire. You see, because the millionaire is not where she came from. So that continues to be a fantasy. So she came from a position of lack. You could offer and say, I've got my stuff together.
Yeah.
But when you offer that, a lot of males, they try to keep building women up and up and up. You know, I'll provide the rent, I'll do the food, I'll take care of every need. But she didn't come from a position of growing up where every need was taken care of. So that becomes pain. You see, a lot of guys see poverty as pain, and some women, they see wealth as pain. They can still see it as a fantasy, but at the same time, it becomes a pain. So a woman that will want to marry a millionaire or a guy that has all the stuff together sees it as more pain than pleasure. So it depends on where it comes from. So now also, if you marry this woman and you take care of every need, she could resent you for that. Because when you didn't get the right balance when you was born as a female, then that just means that you cause her more pain because she misses the mark. She has missed the mark in her life, and you just remind her of that. Now, let me explain it to you in a male way so you'll understand forever. Because this applies to males and females both. Okay, we're talking about the root chakra, where you were when you grew up. Now, let me explain it to you as a male so you understand it. Now, males are no different from females when it comes to choosing bad mates, right? A male will fantasize about one day growing up, married to a woman that's got all her stuff together. You know, she can cook, she can clean, all that kind of stuff. The first thing he'll go out and do is marry a girl off the straight of the stripper pole, straight up the corner. A guy join the military, go back to his block and find the lowest woman he can get. Why? Just like the female, he sees himself as unworthy. He came from a beginning of nothing. So even though he fantasized about marrying somebody that could help him, he'll always sabotage himself and marry somebody who's doing nothing in the world. You know, she doesn't have to have finances because men don't look to women for finances, but she's got nothing else going on for her. And you choose her over the woman that you want, and for the rest of your life, you wish you had chose the right woman. A man will be married to a woman and go to street hooker. So if you understand women that do this, why they choose that bad guy, and both of us is choosing the lowest in us. See, we both choose what is straight low in us, not what's best in us, just what's low. So like I said, if you're a dude and you understand why this chick chooses a moron and you got your stuff together, why would a woman who is a millionaire go straight to a moron? Because all of us sexually choose what is lowest in us. And for a guy, like I said, it'd be, you want to get with the woman who's in a Hustler magazine, the woman down in the corner, the woman down a strip parlor. The women are the same way. She got her stuff together. She'd go right to the guy who ain't doing nothing. She'd take care of him and she had to pay all of his bills. So that is the first one, the root chakra. It depends on how she was raised. If she was raised in a position of lack, and sometimes, you know, if you're born in a neighborhood where your mother didn't have a lot, you're single mom, or either both parents, then you learn to live in lack. You know, you're always wondering. And because of this, as an adult, you're blocked by fear, trauma, based on the past, a sluggishness way of life. You're not motivated. Okay, you get eating disorders, you get anxiety, you get fear, you get panic. You get worry, overthinking, depression, anger, and rage. All these things come from that first chakra, not received as a child. That's why when you watch Killer Wives on the show, you always see that the woman goes for somebody with money. So you don't want a woman to choose you for money. You don't want that. Because she is trying to handle a problem she had in childhood of lack. But nobody really respects money. Now, another reason why she chooses the guy that has nothing going for her, because a woman just needs her basic needs met. So there's three ways for her basic needs to be met these days. That just comes from not just having a man. She could either A, get her own career, B, marry you, Or C, get her money from the state. So she'll take a low welfare salary from the state instead of marrying you. But in that first chakra, her needs will still be met. You see? Now, guys are opposite. Guys won't choose a woman, better guys, until they can meet their financial needs first. So when you're a guy, you get your stuff together, you gotta get your apartment, you get your food, you got your car, you're ready to go. Then what do? You invite a female to that world. Females are not like that. They'll invite a male to their world who has nothing going for them. And when they have nothing going. So if she doesn't have you, she could just get it from the state, but it's the basic needs are met that were not met as a child. Okay, let's go to number 2. The second chakra that governs women is what's called the Sacral Chakra. Sacral, the Sacral Chakra. So once the basic food needs are met, now she can go to that romantic stage, the sexual stage. Okay, so like I said, if it's met by welfare, whether it's met by you in a marriage or dating, or whether it's met by her own career, the basic human level, once you get up that first level, then you go for sex. A guy, he can have sex at any level, whether you super rich or super poor, but they're not like that. So the second chakra covers passion, it covers sexuality, it covers intimacy, it covers creativity and money. So if you're not secure, if she's not secure in the first level, she won't want to be romantic in the second level. Now, a second danger is if you are the guy that answers that need, that financial need, or the state answers that financial need, especially if you're in a marriage or relationship, and she chose you for money to solve the calm of her childhood lack, the sexuality will go away. It will go away. Why? Because the need has been met. The financial need has been met. See, if a financial need is met on the first chakra, the second chakra leads to sex. So that's the upfront sex we have with her. And every day we still have sex and then it went away. Yeah. Because after the first need was met, that started a romantic chakra, the second one. But ultimately, she is not attracted to you romantically. And so that goes away. Now, something even worse. If she is not attracted to you romantically, and you stepped in there to cover all the bills, the car and the house and all that kind of stuff, females can actually separate themselves into different people. So you covered the first chakra. You took care of the finances. Then she can separate the second chakra into another guy who's romantically attractive to her. So that's why a guy says, I was taking care of my woman, she went on and cheated on me. She had an affair behind my back. She's reading romantic novels behind my back. She's looking at porn behind my back. You know, I'm right here. Yeah, that's right. Because you are not the guy that she really wanted in life. And she chose you for money. You don't want a woman to choose you for money. You don't want to go into a relationship offering money only. You set yourself up for failure. Okay? Because you won't get no long-range respect. So like I said, the second chakra covers passion, sexuality, intimacy, creative juices, and money. Even for a male, you can't really grow in the world if you are satisfied with that first chakra or who you are with that job. You stay at McDonald's for 40 years and be satisfied flipping burgers. Now, if that second chakra for her is out of whack, right, then you get issues of reproductive issues. You get menstrual cramps, urinary tract infections. You get a decreased sexual drive. So if she's not into you and this first chakra has been met, she's got a decreased sexual drive around you, even though yours is up. Remember? Because once you satisfied your basic needs, yours is up. But once you satisfy her basic needs and you are not her design life, hers goes down, except for other people. And from all that, also you get back pain. So these are parts in your body that those ancient energies from Eastern culture tell you to watch out for. So like I said, now let's go to the third one, which is number 4. We're skipping to number 4 because there's only 4 that apply to a woman choosing the bad guy over the better guy. So when she met the bad guy, remember, because she didn't think that she was worth anything. Now, the 4th one is that green spot behind me at the heart level. That's called a Heart Chakra. But at the bottom, when she met the bad guy, he did not require anything of her. No growth or anything. As a matter of fact, he doesn't have to grow because he came from where she came from in life, a position of lack. And that is great for women because women are not attracted to money as much as they are attracted to something to heal. They're attracted to something that's broken. A woman will go to a dog pound and rescue the dog that has only 3 legs, brother, over the one that has 4. She'll take a child from adoption. She'll take a moron that is broken man. She'll prefer a broken man. Why? Because that is something that she can heal. So be attracted more to a broken man as something that is broken, that needs help. So when they see you with your money, and you got all your shit together, you become not a sexual attracted. Now that's because she's broken. That's not normal women. That's because she is broken. So a lot of times when a guy comes to a woman like that and he's got all his stuff together, you are not a sexual attractant. You may be there if she needs you for money, but like I said before, you don't want anybody to need you for money. Now, if the guy comes to her, he's got nothing going for him, and he is a moron. He is a broken man. She sets out to help him, to fix him. He could actually stay home, play video games all day long on the couch. She worked 2 jobs to take care of him because he is broken, like a broken child, like a broken record. But the moment he gets fixed and then stands up on his own 2 feet, she'll leave him for a guy who's even more broken. Now, the other way where you say a woman might be monkey branching, it's not monkey branching as much as you have taught her how to live at a certain income level. You see, she came from a broken background. So if you made $40,000 a year and you invited her in, you have told her how to live a little bit better. And so now her value has gone up in life that she's worth $40,000. You see, where Mills would project in advance and say, I'm worth $1 million. She says now worth $40,000. So you raise her self-esteem. So now she goes after the guy that makes $50,000. That's for her self-esteem financially. That's not for that guy. See, if I'm jumping monkey branching, that has nothing to do with the person. That has to do with me, what I think I'm worth financially. That's why those relationships keep bouncing from one to the next. But even though she bounces to the guy who makes higher, or even though she goes to the millionaire, she'll cheat around with the pool boy because the pool boy is a broken man in the face of a millionaire. Okay? So like I said, let's go to number 4. From the start, the first chakra, if she invites the guy in, he has nothing going on for her. You go to chakra number 2. That's when there's sexuality. So her sex drive and attraction comes from the guy who is broken. Okay. So the sexual juices are turned on for this guy, which makes you skip over number 3 to number 4, the heart chakra. Now, the heart chakra is the center of compassion. Okay. That's where you get empathy. That's where you get love and forgiveness for. So if she didn't love you in phase number 2, because you were the provider and you paid the bills and all that kind of stuff, that does not endear somebody to loving you. Don't believe me? When you were raised for 18 years, your mother covered the rent and everything for 18 years. It didn't make you love her no better. Most people steal from their mother when they're children. They lie to their mother. And she'll do the same thing for you too, because it's not based upon money. So any relationship that you can get, and most guys are geared to this, they meet the girl, I'm going to provide every need. I'm going to take care of you. You ain't going to worry about nothing. That answers her lack. If she came there with her stuff together, she would have helped you make it. See, if you're in a relationship and your relationship has took you where you've lost and you haven't gained with that particular woman, with that particular person, then that person didn't come there for you. They came there because they're lacking something in life and they see you as a conduit or a way to get to that thing they're lacking. A lot of guys, I give the analogy. If you're in a bad relationship, you can either take a small trash can, you can take a medium-sized outside dumpster, or you can take a long full dumpster. And that's how much you would have lost because of that relationship. You have gained nothing. If you've gained something from a relationship with this girl, that's fine. But if you can fill up a whole dumpster or a few dumpsters, and since you've known her and you haven't gained, as a matter of fact, you've lost, then she did not come there for you. And as a matter of fact, she knows so much about loss and where she came from. Because remember, she didn't get that first root chakra at the beginning. She knows so much about loss that she's actually taking you down. to a level that she is comfortable as, because she never received that as a child. You try to give her something that she didn't receive, that's a source of pain. So she's trying to take you back down to the level that she understands. And that's why guys say, I paid the rent, I did everything, and she walked out on me. But what did she walk out on you too? She went back to her mom or back to her family, and her family didn't have anything. A bunch of people living in one house off a low income. And that's more comfortable than what you try to provide. What they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink? That's real. Okay, now, like I promised, let's go to the heart chakra. Now, the heart chakra, like I said, covers your compassion, it covers your empathy, it covers your love, and it covers forgiveness. So this guy that she chose over you that has nothing, she has developed a rescue mentality to save him. She has developed a desire to have sex with this guy. Now she has developed a desire to love this guy, forgive this guy, have empathy for this guy, and everything. So she's actually developing wrong. So you look at her and say, why? What is wrong with you? Why can you not love me if I'm doing everything? Because people don't love people just for money. Remember, I said you can be replaced by a career, so she can get a career on her own, become a doctor, become an astronaut. Or she can replace you on the opposite end with welfare. So if you can be replaced by money, then she really doesn't love you. And women don't love the welfare system. The government gets them check every month. They don't write letters like, dear government, I love you so much. You took care of me this month. I can't wait to see you again next month. They only care if that check dries up. So you never want anybody to love you for money. Remember, we don't love our parents for money. We're allowed to them to get money. You mainly love your parents once you leave home after 18, 20, 34 years old, 40. You're like, wow, I really see what my parents did for me. You see what love is in hindsight, not when you're doing it. So when she's at the heart chakra, she's developed a love for something that is broken. That's why you could be married to her. You could pay every bill, make 6 figures a year. She won't forgive you. She'll bring up something you did 15 years ago because she cannot love something she doesn't have compassion for. She can't have sex with something that she doesn't desire. Now you become undesirable just based on money. And you know this because some guys live with women that try to change them. You take you from a suit, middle income, lower income. Try to design you as what? A loser. You should do this to your hair. You should take this off. You shouldn't do that. This music's bad. You see? So she's trying to make you an image down. If she had received everything she's supposed to have growing up, she'd try to make you an image going up. But the bulk majority of these relationships, she's trying to make you an image of somebody that's more attractive. You see? So now the final one is the crown chakra. But before we get to that, I've told you on each one of these levels, what happens if you are a damaged person? What happens? So let me not pass heart chakra. If you are damaged, you have breathing issues. Even if you're male, you're going to have breathing issues. You have heart issues. You have concerns. You get infections. There's a lot of things you face. You face fatigue. You become overcritical of yourself and overcritical of the person you are in a relationship with. You become to isolate yourself. You lack empathy. And in some cases, you develop addictions. So it could be alcohol, it could be porn, whatever it is. These things happen at that particular level. So it affects both genders. Now, the final one is the crown chakra. The crown chakra, or the spiritual connection that she has, that she would have made when she was a child. So if she grew up in a position of lack, this guy that you said is a moron or doesn't have any money, has nothing going for him, well, you see him as nothing. She sees this guy as attractive. That's why you see rap is number one. That rap model of the guy, that is number one attractive on the planet right now. It's number one. It's not that guy Pierce Brosnan or the guys you see in Hollywood. And I'll tell you why. You say women want money. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So a woman can actually separate herself. If she was raised in a bad way, she can separate herself from money, sex, and her heart at the same time. So she could desire a guy at the bottom who has nothing going on for him, and desire the guy in Hollywood that makes $15 million a movie at the same time. Because she has separated herself between what she desires sexually and what she desires financially. Now, the difference is that what she desires financially, she'll never receive. That's a fantasy. And you want to believe so? Let me tell you how hard it is to marry you if you're a guy, you had everything going on for you. And you date this girl, and you marry anyway, you know you shouldn't have done it. Let me tell you how hard that is. I want you to imagine for yourself that you grew up without nothing, right? You were female. And when you got 18 years old, a guy came to you from Hollywood, made $15 million a movie, and said, I'll marry you. Now, watch what kind of pain that would be. It's equivalent to you, a normal guy who's got his stuff going on, marrying that same girl. Because she's got to go from that day from where she never knew money, never knew any expensive food, never knew anything like that, to the next day going to vacations and meeting people at the Hamptons, knowing how to throw those parties that are on the upper level. See, all that's going to be a source of pain. So she's always going to be out in the middle of being in. It doesn't matter if he loves her enough to marry her at $15 million a movie. It does not matter. What matters is that where that money is, just like with you, when you covered all her needs, where that money is a source of pain. She feels she does not fit in. With that guy that's low at the bottom, she fits in day one. What do you need to run a party at the bottom? Nothing. You just show up. Bring your own bottle. I got my bottle. You got yours. You see? So when you try to take somebody higher than where they came from, you'll find out quick. They'll try to take you lower than where you want to go. And a lot of guys just don't want that. Okay? So like I said, the last one, which is the 7th chakra, we jump from number 4 to number 7, because that's all that's concerning this one. That's the Crown Chakra, or the more spiritual level. Now, a lot of guys who've been in a relationship with women, they cannot forgive them their entire lives. When she says something like, you did it to me 12 years ago and it hurt me and I can't forgive it. And she tells just once a week, 20 years straight. Because if she hasn't opened up as a person where you are a block to her, her desires are all effed up, then she'll never be able to forgive you. She could have a low-life friend and forgive them. And it tells you when you meet a girl whether you should engage her. Say that you want to take a girl, she's beautiful. You want to take her from where you are to successful together. And I've run into a lot of guys that make this mistake. They say, I want to do everything for her. I want to take her to where I'm going. That's where you want to go. That's where you want to go. You can't drag somebody where they don't want to go. That's called kidnapping. So you can't hijack somebody's negative thoughts of themselves. But you can tell before we even start a journey, should you do this? Look at her friends around her. Look at her friends around her and see if her friends are negative or the low nature of the same guy she would choose. The more that's surrounded by her, that's the same negative way that she is. That tells you the struggle that you're going to have to do to take that person from where they are to where your dreams are. So like I said, when a lot of guys, when they try to do this, they try to offer women their dreams. And I run into it all the time. I've been counseling for over 30 years. And the first main thing I run into, the guy has some grandiose dream. I'm going to be richer than Bill Gates. He may have a path to get there. Seriously, may have a path to get there. And she does not see that for him because she does not see that for herself. So it's like if you were going on a team to build a business, you went out and hired everybody that doesn't believe in you. And if you ever owned a business before, and I have, once you hire people that do not believe in you, they will just show up for a salary, for an income. They won't show up for you. They'll show up for a paycheck. Some people you'll hire, they're just there for 2 weeks so they can buy themselves a stereo and quit if you don't fire them first. So yeah, you never want to offer a relationship just based on money. You're trying to solve a financial problem with the love problem. So like I said from the beginning, for those of you guys who came in late, I was explaining the 4 different chakras or energy points in the body that govern a woman's innate ability in choosing the wrong guy for her life over you. Like I said, some of you guys marry these women and then she cheated around with you with a guy who didn't have nothing going for her. You was with her and she kept pointing out how good the guy was she left behind. He had nothing for him. You dated her and she was dating the guy at the same time and nothing. And she fooled you. You didn't even know it. Every time you try to help her, she sabotaged you. So I gave you guys the first one. The first chakra was the root chakra. And you can look these things up. You can find them online. It takes a lot of years, but you can understand, as a general understanding, the internet's there. Not when I had to learn the stuff. It was all through books. But look at the 7 chakras. Start with the first one, the root chakra, and that's based on where you grew up in. If it's a position of lack, which a lot of people do, single moms or both parents, a lot of people grew up in lack. And so even if you're a dude, if you chose that girl that would choose that guy who has nothing, it's because you came from a position of lack. You chose her because you came from a position of lack. And you don't see yourself as worthy enough to have the person that will love you for you. And you want a bad example of that? You were given a great example of somebody who loved you for 18 years. Your mom, if she was a decent mom, loved you for 18 years. She released you from that house and you went right out and found the lowest girl you could that hated your guts. But it was used to you and your community. So that girl's in my community. I can understand her. At the same time, when you grew up, you had a fantasy for a better woman and a better life. You don't want to stay in the community anymore. You got the better life, but you turn around and got the lesser female. Her desire was like your desire for somebody from the community around the block. So if you have a desire to leave, you better get a desire for somebody who's already out. Now, let's see what we got here. Word. Musamoyo. I like that. Reminds me of Casino, just like the movie, huh? Okay, so like I said, the first chakra was the root chakra, right? Then it went to the second chakra, the sexuality of it. So when you're in a relationship and like I said, it tapers off because she doesn't see you as sexually attractive. If you only take care of finances at the house, then you become somebody who's a father figure. Fathers take care of finances only. Remember, if you had a good mother, she took care of you for 18 years, she showed you love. Yeah, if a female is a good father, he took care of her for 18 years, he showed her love financially, not sexually. So she's got experience with somebody showing her love financially. So if you meet her and you show her love financially, you become a father, not a sexual attractant. When she did have sex with guys growing up outside of the home, those guys are what you would call losers. Since grade school, you show me a grade school guy with a job. You show me a junior high school student with a job, very few. In fact, you can show me some high school guys with a job, very few. So it does not take money to have sex unless you go to a corner to get it. So when you use money and say, you're not giving me sex, I pay the money. Everybody says grade school didn't pay that girl money. So when she's attracted to a male sexually, it usually comes after her financial needs are met and food needs are met, even on a human chart. You can even go to any kind of religion, Christian religion, Jewish faith. And this will be storge love at the bottom when her financial needs are met. The one I gave you about the chakra, the sacral chakra, that'd be eros sleep. See? So when your financial needs are met, a female could have sex with you. So that's why guys take a girl on a date. What do they say? Pay for dinner. We having sex tonight or what? As if it's an exchange. She got food all the time growing up at her house, but they never did that exchange for that. So you definitely want somebody who's into you. But a guy will turn down a woman that's into him for a penthouse model. Okay? Like I said, if you want to understand why women do it, a guy will turn down a decent woman for a woman who fits the image of a Playboy model or a strip at the corner. Like I said before, because humans' basic need, they get attracted to what is lowest on the planet. Those chakras that I explained to you, they start at the bottom and they work up. to higher, to the top of the head, till you become a better person. They don't start to the top and go down. Okay. And so we get attracted to the lowest person. A guy gets attracted to the lowest woman you could find, and a woman gets attracted to the lowest guy she could find. I don't know how many times you've seen his YouTube videos. I don't know how many times this guy's out there that I can see right now. You come home. What's that smell in my house? Who was here? The guy jumps out the window, the lowest guy you could find on the planet, lowest guy you could find. You didn't pay for everything. Matter of fact, if you divorce her, leave her, she'll take your money too. Now her needs are still met. So the needs you're fulfilling for her are not sexual. It's a financial need. So like I say, if you want a woman who's real, she's got to be into you if you didn't have no money at all. That means they kick you out tomorrow. You lost your apartment because it's COVID, and she didn't just jump and take off. Because if she did jump and take off, she would go to that moron anyway and help him out. See, a woman helps out the lower guy. This is how it works. She helps out the lowest guy at the bottom, helps him build himself up. What do guys do? Guys find the lowest woman they can, and they try to build her up. Guys don't go to a top woman. No, that's what you fantasize about after you get the low woman. When you get the low woman and she ain't doing nothing, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't take care of these kids, she don't want to be my family. I wish I would have married that woman that was better. I sure wish I messed up my whole life. Your life's not over. So like I said, you want to marry or date a woman that will be into you if you were penniless. That way you can tell she loves you. Because she loves a moron the same way. He shows up with nothing. She will take care of him if he didn't have nothing. Now, this ends our conversation for today. We're going to start trying to do this every Monday for you. Okay? I like what the guy said. Mixed absolute knowledge. Don't feed her before effing her. You don't want to do that. This is a modern day. If you want to take somebody on a date, let her pay for it. Why? I just explained to you. That's why I do all these tapes. A little bit of knowledge. Because she would do that for a moron. The woman you said that would not come home and cook for you if you had all the money in the world, wouldn't clean the house, would let a moron who had nothing going for him sit there all day, come home and cook for him. She's doing two jobs, doesn't complain, cleans the house, buys some clothes, drives them everywhere, buys them a car. Because women are into healing things that are broken. If a man is not broken, she won't help him. Now that's if she's damaged. If she's not damaged and she gets her mind on right, she'll help you. That's why there's only 1% of people with wealth on the planet. That's a 1% of women also. The 1% of women beside that guy helps them get to that Learjet. They're not damaged. The majority of people are damaged. So like I say, like he said, don't pay for the meal before you, her, yeah. You let her reach for it. Because she would do it for the guy that didn't have a dime. How many of you guys know that? You live on a block before and you know this girl does that. You have sisters that do that. You have mothers that do that. You have your girl that left you, never did anything. She's taking care of a new guy now. She's doing everything. Okay. Now, like I said, we're going to try to do one live every Monday. But as far as that, tune in tomorrow. We're back on. Love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you put a little bit of money in the bank there so we can take care of you. Have a great day. See you again soon.
California scheming. California is the reason for this golden state of mind. California dreaming. California scheming. California is the reason for this golden state of mind. Open mind and you'll find what you've been missing. Please don't waste my time and never try to tell me different. There I go again, ignoring my own advice. But take my word for it, man, I've been living nice. Like the bottom of some skis on a January morning. Up in Aspen sipping cocoa, I prefer my women foreign. Don't disturb me if I'm snoring, let me be. Cause you gotta get your rest to be a king. I would not expand your mind, girl, you too fine not to. Don't let me leave with someone that